All right, let's just jump right into this. Picture this. A spaceship, totally silent, lands in someone's garden. An alien steps out and starts making these weird clicking sounds. Then, the family dog runs out and starts barking back. Now, it looks like they're talking, but are they really? What's the deal with our own language that makes it so different, so unbelievably powerful? So here we have Maria, her dog, and this alien. The alien's going blip, 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 and the dog's all woof, woof, woof. It might seem like some kind of conversation is happening, but you can tell they are getting absolutely nowhere. And this whole weird little scene actually makes you ask a huge question. What even is language anyway? And this is where we get to the real puzzle. Okay, both the alien and the dog are making sounds, right? But there's zero understanding. It's like they're on two completely different radio frequencies, just talking at each other. So how in the world do you tell the difference between just making noise and using actual language? Now, I'm sure you're thinking exactly what Maria is. Of course my dog has a language. I know exactly what that bark means. And, you're not wrong. We can totally tell if a dog is happy or angry or scared from its whines and growls. But is a collection of sounds for basic feelings really a language? Well, to figure that out, we gotta set a baseline. Before we can really say what human language is, it's super helpful to look at what it isn't. And when you put our language side by side with animal communication, you start to see, whoa, there's something much, much bigger going on with us. Think of it like this. A dog's communication is kind of like a vending machine. You press the happy button, you get a happy bark. You press the angry button, you get an angry growl. Each sound has one job and one job only. That's it. But us, humans, we don't have a vending machine. We have a whole kitchen full of ingredients. We combine things. So what is that something more? What's our secret sauce? If it's not just about having a list of sounds that mean things, what's the magic trick that turns a few noises into this infinite code? Well, this is where things get really, really cool. Okay, let's talk about the first piece of the puzzle. We can call it the word machine. And this whole thing starts with these tiny little things called phonemes. These are just the absolute smallest, most basic sounds in any language. Seriously, think of them like individual Lego bricks. And here's the wild part. These sounds on their own, like a t sound or a k sound or an ah sound, they mean nothing. Zilch. They're totally meaningless little puffs of air. And believe it or not, most languages are built from just about 30 or 40 of these things. The magic isn't the sounds, it's what we do with them. So check this out. We take a few of those meaningless sounds, let's say k, a, t, and sus, and we just start snapping them together like Legos. Put them together one way, you get cat. Mix them up, you get cast, or task, or scat. We are literally creating meaning from thin air. Go on, can you think of any others with just those sounds? See, that's the word machine right there. Now, using this amazing system, the average adult builds up a vocabulary of about 20,000 words. That's a huge number, right? But here's the real question. Does that mean we can only say 20,000 things? Oh no, not even close. And that brings us to the next level, the second and way, way more powerful part of this system, the sentence engine. Because you see, the real superpower of language isn't how many words you know. It's that we can combine those words in a practically infinite number of ways. Just take a look at the sentence. I am willing to bet money that you have never, ever heard or read that exact string of words before in your entire life. And yet, you understood it perfectly, didn't you? You instantly pictured the green dog, the hat, the castle. This right here, understanding something completely new, that's the core of our superpower. And here's the kicker. As far as we know, no other animal on the planet can do this. You can train your dog to sit, no problem. But you can't say, hey buddy, can you go sit by the other couch, the one with the weird pillow, and expect it to understand that new combination. That ability to piece together new meanings on the fly, that seems to be all us. But this whole sentence engine isn't just a free-for-all. It has rules. So take the same ingredients, cat, rat, and chasing. If I say the cat is chasing the rat, you get a clear picture. But if I just shuffle the words a bit, is the cat chasing the rat? Now it's a question. Shuffle them again, the rat is chasing the cat, and whoa, the whole story flips. Same words, totally different reality. The order is absolutely everything. Okay, so let's put it all together. Let's crack this infinite code once and for all. It's those rules. The rules for how we put words in order, that's the final key. That's the system that takes our limited box of words and lets us build an infinite universe of expression. And that system has a name you definitely know: grammar. And listen, this isn't about your English teacher correcting you in school. This is way bigger. Grammar is like the operating system for our language. It's the engine that lets us create endless meaning. It's what lets us build cities, write poems, and talk about what might happen tomorrow. It's the code that makes us human. So here's the whole shebang. We start with a handful of meaningless sounds. We combine them into thousands of words. And then we fire up the engine of grammar to arrange those words into a literally infinite number of sentences, from a few dozen sounds to endless meaning. If that's not magic, I don't know what is. Which brings us all the way back to that garden. We know what the dog is doing, right? It's using its limited, fixed set of sounds. But the alien, what's going on there? Is it just making noise, or does it have its own word machine, its own sentence engine? Does it have grammar? That, in the end, is the real question. What do you think?